So let's start with what it's not. It's not Dear Paul or Welcome Back to the Website, Paul. That's kind of passé, really. For most of the brands that we work with, it's about looking at the audiences of your website and seeing how you can divide them up and creating sort of segments that you might say are in a different place in the user journey and how you can treat them in a different way. And initially, just getting those basics right are going to be a big enough challenge, and probably is where the biggest return on investment is going to start anyway. So the reason you should care about this is the overwhelming business case for it and the likely ROI. When we're talking to clients about where should we put our effort, we use this model sometimes. We say, okay, if you're a business, you're a £2 million turnover and you want to be 4 million, so you want to double, for example. How would you do that? Well, let's say, for example, your website had 200,000 visitors, you were getting about 2,000 orders, so that's a 1% conversion rate. If that was then at £1,000 each, then that would be your £2 million, just as a use case scenario. So then, if you were then going to say, well, how do we get more? Do we double that to 400,000 people? Well, you could, but that's going to cost quite a lot of money to do that. If you were then going to increase the average order value to £2,000, could you do that? Well, unlikely, to be honest. But then actually that 1% conversion rate is a bit underwhelming, really. If you got that to 2%, which doesn't sound that drastic, then that would actually be more achievable. In reality, it's probably a combination. So we, for the purposes of this demonstration, if we increased visits to say 250,000, which is a 25% uplift, if we did same again with conversion rate by 25%, and then if we did increase average order value by 28%, just to be awkward, that's actually 3,125 orders, which actually, believe it or not, does equate to 4 million. So that's doubled the revenue by, making those changes through the whole process there. So for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer, actually, rather than go and get twice as many people coming in at the top of funnel, looking how you can use the journey of the website and the experience on the website to increase the revenue. It's much more likely to succeed. So actually the first steps to personalisation isn't personalisation at all. First step is actually to understand what you're going to personalise first. It's all very well thinking about what you could change, but you might be actually making the customer experience worse. So the first step actually is to get your data right. So you need your tracking, you need to understand what's going on the website, you need to know what they're clicking on. And only really by doing that properly, and you need the full data, you need to understand what's happening with email, their journey through search, through social, and on the website, can you understand really where the opportunities are? And it's those opportunities that then you would focus on next. And that's how you would then leverage personalisation.